Dig deep, Casey. Be a pansy.
Seriously.
Something like that.
It's true, though.
But how was your night's rest?
Amazing.
They're going to say, did you see Julie McQueen? She was hammered. When she gets drunk, she looks like a dude.
Like, it looks like it's
Come on,
unlocked.
Aaron. You can figure it out.
I'll come across Brent and smack the shit out of you after I stretch.
We are very blessed today to have our special guest, Miss Julie McQueen. Say hi, Julie.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
That's probably better.
Yeah, it's better.
Did you say it was Viagra gave you a heart attack?
It gave me a first heart attack when I was
first
21.
All right. Well,
Whatever. Anyway.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
I am very system, and it was the Cialis that got me at 28.
Nobody says Louisville, man.
That's right. Thank you, Sean. You know, and I'm looking right here. I see a bunch of positive people.
it looks like the Mountain Ops booth is the place to be.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
One of us is going to die.
And he loops like a, it's like a shiitake mushroom. This old highway's getting longer. I was self-taught, yeah.
Hey, you're one of those people that piss me off.
I think Bowman cast.
I know. Seriously.
Bowman podcast.
It's like when there's carbon in the air, there's hope.
You're like really close to my comfort zone here, though. I'll take that as a compliment.
Often.
Hey, everybody. Daniel Lee Martin here with Julie McQueen and the Gritty Bowmen and his baby brother.
This is Cameron Haynes, and you're watching the Gritty Bowmen.
Hi, I'm Brandon Bates. He's Easton Corbett. You're listening to the Gritty Bowman Show.
What he said.
This is Wishes for Warriors, and you're watching the Gritty Bowmen Show.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Eva Shockey, and you are listening to the Gritty Bowman.
Cory Miller of Triple X Archery. And Randy, what is your last name, Randy? Kits?
Yep.
I just Randy Black Eagle.
That's it. Boom.
That's my.
That's how we roll. Just drop the mic and walk away.
What's that mean?
So you ever see the arrows have like the orange band, the black band, the white band?
Yeah.
The old traditional ones?
Yeah.
They're all hand painted.
Wow.
4-inch feathers, right helical.
These are for like traditional.
Yeah.
bow
They are.
hunters.
You can shoot them out of a compound bow with a
and
7-inch brace.
When you
height.
say wood grain,
it looks like it's a
it
limb.
looks like a wood arrow.
Yeah. If I get a chance, I'll run one down. You're gonna go, oh, that brings sexy back right there.
That's what I'm talking about right there. On this episode of Gritty Bowmen, I visit with Randy Black Eagle, a.k.a. Randy Kits, and my friend Cory Miller of Triple X Archery. Randy tells us about his company, what makes Black Eagle unique among arrow makers, and he tells us about some of his latest products.
If you like the show, please go to our website at grittybowmen.com and subscribe to this podcast and tell your mates and pals about us. Do us a favour and please take a moment to leave us a rating or a review on iTunes or on our YouTube channel. Send your questions and podcast ideas to grittybowmen@gmail.com. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you can see the video version of this podcast on our website at www.grittybowmen.com.
Well, folks, welcome to the Gritty Bowmen podcast.
You're not gonna do that British thing you do, whatever that is.
That's my Scottish friend.
Oh, Scottish friend.
Mark Brownlee.
Okay.
I
it
don't
off?
do accents.
Can you pull it off?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
I need to work on it.
I think so.
But it's going to take some serious effort because, like I've had people in here that can just impersonate voices and do an accent and kill it. I'm not one of those guys.
Okay, just checking.
No. I have been enjoying some of the southern girls around here, their speech.
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
Southern draw get you all fired up.
It does. It's kind of special. So I'm
almost south of the Mason-Dixon, so you're not doing too bad.
There we go. Yeah, it's been cool coming here to Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I am here with Cory Miller of Triple X Archery and Randy. What is your last name, Randy?
Kits.
Kits?
Yep.
I just Randy Black Eagle.
That's it. Boom.
That's my.
That's how we roll. Just drop the mic and walk away.
So Randy Kits. Oh, it's Kits. Your owner,
Yep.
Black
Owner,
Eagle,
President Black Eagle. Yep.
and it's not a big secret to people. I'm a big fan of Black Eagle arrows.
Awesome. We appreciate that.
I've never met you before, so this is the first time
Right.
we've actually met.
Yep.
I actually got into the arrows from Cory.
Right.
I was having trouble getting my setup to work.
Right.
And Cory, I just highly valued and trusted his opinion.
Sure.
And he had a lot of good things to say about the arrows. And I was struggling with a lot of the other arrows I was trying to shoot.
Right.
He was describing kind of some of the differences
Sure.
between how you're doing it and some of the others are
Right.
doing it. And
Yep.
So anyway, he got me the arrows, and I shot them. And not only just with the performance, but like durability and the whole package.
Right.
They look cool too, which is kind of it's important.
You haven't seen the new one yet.
I haven't.
It got really cool this year. Really cool.
So I just want you to tell me a little bit about Black Eagle.
Yeah, sure. So we've been in business about 4 years. I guess it'll be 4 years, March 6th.
Pretty young.
Yeah, real young company. But
Yeah.
I think what we've done in 4 years with great dealers like Cory. Cory's one of our top dealers. I think his customer number is 54. So he came on with us early, believed in us early, really got on board. And that's kind of what we are. We're a grassroots organization. I can't tell you how many people came by and says, hey, I went to X and I canceled this order, or I did this because we believe in what you do, because we're unique. We're not like anybody else.
Yeah.
We're all about the dealer. So if somebody wants our arrows and goes to Cabela's, they're not going to find them. They're not
Right.
going to find them in Bass Pro Shop, Gander Mountain. Nothing
Right.
against those guys. They really built it for the dealer, for the mom and pop, the backbone of the country, which really makes us unique. And
Yeah.
that's kind of our founding principle in everything we do. We do our best to help out the dealer. So it started with me and Jason Wilkins, and Kyle Baker does all of our internet. He does all of our website, all of our graphic, all of our design. Brought my son over, who gave up everything that he had, which wasn't a lot, but sounds like a
still.
lot when you say that. Right? Like, gave everything he had and came work for me. But he's worked as my operations manager for about the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan McCarthy came on board. He's one of the top 3D pros, and he's really my technical expert.
Yeah.
We're going to launch something new. He goes through it with a fine-tooth comb and does a lot of testing. So when we put out a product, we know it's been tested by one of the best archers in the world. And we signed Chris Perkins this year. He's meticulous. He's done a bang-up job. He's won the last 2 indoor tournaments. So we're trying to bring on more and more great pros and great dealers that are awesome at testing, kind of like the Spartan. Cory shot that this year, tested that for us. I took it to Idaho. I shot my bull with it while the guys are back at the shop doing more testing. So we try to use our community that we have. We have about 650 dealers across the country, internationally too, to really help make our product a better product than what's out there.
Cory, why did you what is it that attracted you to the arrows and got you into them? I mean, you shot a lot. You're a bow shop.
Yeah.
You get so much in there.
It was I read up on all the specs.
A little closer.
Read up on all the specs on the arrows. Got some of the shafts in, played with them, liked what I seen out of it, and then what hit home for me was when I called to talk and ask questions, and I called and I talked to Randy. I wasn't
talking to somebody in some department.
That I'm a number, even though Randy knows my number, but he knows my name. So so that personal relationship in this industry is so important for the small guy. You feel important. You feel like you're truly somebody. So I got that passion to really get behind this arrow because of who was in front of the arrow. On top of the results that I was seeing out of the arrow and how we could build them, make the weights that we wanted to. Oregon and Washington runs a little bit different. Washington we have to shoot 6 grains per pound, and we do a lot of elk hunting, and so the kind of the thing is building arrow weight, getting front of center. We were able to do all that stuff with these arrows. The consistency, the spine consistency, the customer service, all of that was the big package for me.
And I was shooting a bunch of different arrows, and I won't name names, but the consistency between the arrows, I just didn't get.
Right.
I buy a dozen Black Eagle, and almost all of them are flying consistently. There's nothing wrong with I mean, I just shot the Black Eagles, great.
Right.
And the other arrows I had, half of them would shoot to the right spot, and the other half were kind of bum arrows.
Right. And you could get some of those. You know, you had to work at them. Sometimes you had to knock tune them, and I had basically like a shooting machine. I knock tune arrows, and now the shooting machine's over on the side because it's like we don't need to.
That's a big differentiation for us. Is when our straightness is. Most time their ones are better. Their threes are better. Our economy.
What does that mean for a guy who doesn't?
1,000 straightness means it has 1,000ths of deviation across the spine. Across 28 inches, it moves 1,000ths of an inch.
So it's perfectly straight, almost.
As straight as an arrow, right?
Yeah.
And but then we spine sort them, and so spine is so important in arrow flight. So when you get a dozen arrows, they may not be 350s. If you order 350s, they may be 335 spine, but they'll be 330s.
When you say spine, you're talking stiffness of the
deviation, how much they flex, right?
How much they flex.
And so in some of the competitors' arrows, you may get a 320 and a 370. And so we really work hard on building the most consistent group of arrows
that truly is
that we can build. Yeah, lots of awesome products out there. I tell everybody we don't have the best arrows. Best is what you perceive or what Cory perceives or it's what's best for you. It doesn't mean they're the best. I think we have a really good product that's out there. I don't like to use the word best. I think it's naive and ignorant.
Yeah.
But we got some pretty good stuff, and I think our response has been really well. This ATA show has just been phenomenal for us. Like you're horse, I'm horse. For the first 2 days, I didn't eat lunch.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 sips of water, and the first time in my life, I went 10 hours and never used the restroom.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, man, I haven't went to the restroom. But just didn't have time because of the overwhelming response.
Yeah. Well, that's neat.
So it's been really good.
That's neat to see you're growing, too.
Yeah.
See a lot of people shooting those arrows that I know are very competent archers that absolutely, they want the best. And there they are out there using it, and it speaks a lot, I think, for the product.
Yeah. We've had some of the best shooters in the world, and we're getting more top level competitive archers. When those guys start coming on board, people start looking. The hunting industry is so big, but all those folks get looked up to within their respective group, and all those guys hunt.
And I'm just going to throw this out there: bows are sexy. Arrows aren't as sexy. They're just not as like, ooh, you know.
I haven't seen the new one.
Well, before we go there, I from the outside, I'm like, it's an arrow's an arrow, and kind of in my head, right?
Sure.
And until I started talking, we just had Gillingham on here earlier today, and he was like,
great guy.
Arrows matter.
Sure,
they matter so much, and a ton of people are like, they focus so much on the bow. I did that. I'm in your shop, Cory. I'm thinking, an arrow's an arrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Get my bow to work right.
Yep.
And Cory's like, you're focused on the wrong end of this horse. The bow's not your problem.
Right.
Your arrows are your problem. And then he proved it to me in a matter of minutes. Well, that was eye-opening for me.
Right.
Gillingham said the same thing today. He's like, arrows matter. They are such a major part of accuracy. So, highlighting the arrow, explaining to people that the arrow is sexy.
Right.
I mean, it is something you need to think about, work on. He's like, he goes to a tournament and he's like, you see these guys and they have like their favorite arrow. That's the arrow they want to shoot. And the one every. He's like, I got 20 favorite arrows and I got like 10 backup favorite arrows, and I don't care which one. They're all going to shoot the same because he's got the right arrows.
Yep.
And they're built and tuned and tested.
That's right.
To perfection.
Yep. Make them exactly the same.
And so what I liked about the Black Eagle was I didn't have to be super technical to be able to buy a box.
That's right.
And get that performance out of them. I don't have to know how to exactly knock tune or get the insert or do all this stuff right. I can kind of just get myself a box, and you've eliminated a lot of that work,
Right. I
can put some numbers on the fletchings. I got 12 arrows. I can shoot them. I can get 10 out of 12 drilling without doing anything to them.
Right.
That to me is a big deal, especially when I'm spending over $100 on a group of arrows.
Right. Yeah. That's what I do. So, I don't spine sort them. I don't weight sort them. When I decide I'm going to go hunt with Spartans this week, I just grab Spartans off the shelf, cut them, glue inserts in them, and go out the back. They hit what I'm aiming at. I don't shoot real far, probably 40 yards, 50 yards tops. Some guys shoot farther than that. They hit what I'm aiming at, and I'm going hunting. And that's really how it should be for everybody. It shouldn't take so much work to go out and have fun. I mean, you're supposed to have fun, not have work and then have fun.
Yeah. What's this new arrow?
So we got 2 new arrows. We got a Spartan Arrow that we just brought out, one Cory and I tested. It's the only 18 series that's really out there. It's about as small as arrow.
18 series?
So like, what do you shoot? You shoot the Rampage? So it's between a Rampage and a standard diameter hunting arrow. It's about as small as arrows you can make and put an insert in it.
Okay.
And we had to make it out of stainless steel so the side walls wouldn't collapse because it's such a thin wall on the insert.
Oh, wow.
Because the diameter is so small. And then we put a stainless steel knock collar in the back so you could shoot a lighted knock because I didn't want to get in the lighted knock industry.
And it's a different size that nobody else has. Yeah. So to come out with your own knock and then come out with your own lighted knock, because you're not just going to run over to a knock company and say, oh, yeah, hey, I built an arrow. Build a whole new SKU of
right. So you had to come out with both.
Yeah, we've got a knock, but we make them with a knock adapter or knock bushing so that you can shoot a lighted knock, because everybody makes a lighted knock that's in a 204 ID. And so we just made the knock bushing a 204 ID.
Got it.
And it's out of stainless steel, too, which is pretty bad.
And then that works,
and that
adapts
does
to
two things. It helps, one, it helps us with the knock issue, but 2, it helps the durability of rear impacting of those arrows and stuff.
What's the desire for that arrow size and stuff? Like,
well, we try to create the desire, right? Nobody has one. So for me, it was 2 things. It was come out with something new and really test our marketability, because everything on it stands on our own. We're a new company, and so some of the bigger companies can bring out something completely different and force people into doing things, into buying these arrows when they do programmed orders and they buy, or fall dating really, where they buy $10,000 of arrows, get them in September. And so we don't do that. So really it's about how strong is our brand. And I think the ATA show the last 2 days was a great example of how strong our brand was, because we sold a pile of Spartans.
That's nice.
And the other cool thing on the Spartan is that we have a brass weight system. So like I was talking about us getting a heavy arrow, you know, I've been playing with some more, and, you know, I'm anywhere from, I can get them pretty light, but I've been bouncing back with right around a 499 grain to 516 with a standard 100 grain broadhead.
Yeah.
So, and I can play, like I say, I haven't really figured out all the numbers, but I know I can probably run that same arrow from about 430 to 516 somewhere in there.
Pretty easily.
Yeah. And that's nice to be able to play with that arrow and kind of find some stuff that you want to do.
And then the other one we brought out is called the Vintage. And so that one's pretty cool. It's a wood grain carbon arrow. Everybody else's, I think, is 31 or 32. Ours is 34. So those guys shooting a longbow want a nice long arrow, 34 inches. It's hand crested.
What's that mean?
So you ever see the arrows have like the orange band, the black band, the white band?
The
old traditional ones?
Yeah.
They're all hand painted.
Wow.
4-inch feathers, right helical.
These are for like traditional bow
they
hunters.
are. You can shoot them out of a compound bow with a 7-inch brace.
When you say wood grain,
it looks like it's a
it looks like a wood arrow.
Yeah. If I get a chance, I'll run one down. You're going to go, oh, that brings sexy back right there.
That's what I'm talking about right there. So you get the performance of
a carbon shaft, but the looks of 1965.
And the other thing, though,
I'm not all into looks, but I am.
Okay. He did the right colors, too, black and orange.
Yeah, I said, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to match mountain knobs. Boom.
That's not a bad move.
No, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because like I said, what we came expecting to sell, the first day, I think we sold probably 100 or 200 times the amount I thought we would. Quite honestly, we're so
well
far
done,
back.
Randy.
You're not going to get any until April. So folks are placing orders now. Like we're into April. Every hour it's like February.
That's
February
exciting.
15th.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
really
cool. Lord's blessed me more than I know what to do with, and just grateful to be part of this hunting industry. Been part of it for a good long time. Got a lot of great friends along the way. Don't look to burn any bridges. You mentioned Gillingham. He's awesome. I've talked to Tim several times.
Yeah.
At the 3D shoot, saw him here earlier. Great guy.
Yeah,
super
absolutely.
guy. There's so much great product out there. You know, life is all about choices. You choose what you want to support, who you're going to support, and that's what it's all about. Have some fun while you do it.
Well, dude, I'm supporting you. I love it.
Hey, man, we appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks.
It's great having you.
Thank you, Randy.
Stay gritty, guys.
All right, thanks.
Okay, Gritty friends, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. If you did, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher. We love reading your reviews. And connect with us on social media if you're on there. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram, and take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can receive notifications when we upload new videos. We've got a sweet deal with Mountain Ops. You get 20% off on all Mountain Ops supplements, combo packs, and apparel when you type in the word Gritty at checkout. If you're a hardcore elk hunter, or you want to be, go to the Elk 101 website online and check them out. Our friend Corey Jacobson is killing it with some of the best elk hunting information and entertainment on the web. If you haven't heard, we're doing a huge gear giveaway to try and grow and expand the Gritty community on Facebook and Instagram. I asked a bunch of friends to pitch in on this gear giveaway, and they all came through with some awesome stuff. Our friends at Kafaru, Rockslide, First Light, Phelps Game Calls, One Shot Gear, Mountain Ops, XXX Archery, Blacktail Outdoors, and Is It September Yet are pitching in some sweet gear for the giveaway. We'll announce all the details in the next few weeks. All you have to do to be entered to win is like our Gritty Bowmen Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. All right, friends, let me leave you with one other quote from Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "It behooves every man to remember that the work of the critic is of altogether secondary importance, and that, in the end, progress is accomplished by the man who does things." We all have a choice. We can be people who do things or people who criticize the work of others. It's pretty simple, really. Get out there and do your thing. Good luck on your hunts, and stay gritty.
This is Ty Stubblefield, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowmen.
Gritty Bowmen.